Good, doing good today.
That's
So I'm
awesome.
super curious because
Yeah.
one of the things you said when we first got on and did our meeting today was you were running a tad bit late because you were on the farm doing some things.
Yep.
And I was like, oh wow, like would you call yourself a farmer or like you're doing tasks on the farm? Because I hear like
I
the
am
farmer
not a
in the
farmer.
dell playing in the nursery rhyme playing in my head right now.
I am definitely not a farmer
Okay.
whatsoever. So
'Cause I'm
it
waiting for
can,
you to come on with the bib overalls
yeah,
next
yeah.
week.
That is funny.
That's
No,
funny.
I am more of a property manager, if you will. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm a farmer because we're not farming anything, but it is 93 acres of property.
Wow.
So I'm maintaining property managers. So
I see.
today I was working on some mowers, fixing some mowers so that we haven't had mowers to be able to cut the grass. So I've been having to fix those so that we can, cut grass and all that kind of stuff. So but it's just like all kinds of stuff. There's that aspect. There is, you know, moving stuff from one place to another. We're taking down a barn here in a little bit in the next couple months. So just like a bunch of different things. Property manager, he's trying to build some more properties on this property. So like there's a new road going in and all that kind of stuff. So it's
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of nonstop. It doesn't, you know, yeah, I guess that's the best way. Like, there's always something to do. If it's not actually doing something, it's cleaning up something, organizing a place, that type of thing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of endless, which is nice. So
Well, yeah, with 93 acres, I could imagine that would be.
yeah, yeah, and
Wow.
there's it's super cool because the opportunity is like I can work as little as much as I want. So like with the insurance and with Builders Collective, like I can you know, work extra hours and make some extra money and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a
Yeah.
perfect fit. Like I don't have to put so many hours in or give so much time. So they're really awesome. So
That's cool. I was
yeah.
curious, yeah, because you have your new life that started a few weeks ago in
Yep.
Cleveland, Tennessee, right?
Yep. Yeah, about a month. So
Okay. So
yeah.
then do you mow all 93 acres?
No, so there's another guy that like primarily mows. Like he mows like all the time. He comes out every
I
day,
see.
almost mowing every day. So I'm more working on the machines and doing more um heavy machine work, that type of thing, which is cool because I didn't really know a whole lot of that before coming. So I've already learned a lot, and I like working with my hands. So sitting at a desk all day doing insurance is not like my cup of tea. It just helps, pay the bills. So I enjoy getting out and working with my hands. It keeps me sane. So
Yes. And same because I don't believe we were created to sit at a desk for 5 days a week, 40 hours or whatever it is, but
yeah.
I have a friend who does the same thing, like, he'll work and then he'll go outside and, like, mow the grass or garden or something like that,
Mm,
which from an emotional health standpoint is super interesting because did you know this little tidbit? So when we look at by occupation, the happiest people on the face of this earth by occupation, what do you think it is?
I'm gonna guess you're gonna say farmers of some sort.
Farmers. Yes, it's farmers. They
That's
they are the
crazy.
happiest. Yeah, and it's just interesting because we're
Huh.
playing in the dirt, which is good for us. We're getting sun, all of these things that really we know we're created for. So I just think it's really fascinating and yeah, definitely good to bring balance. Do a little desk work, a little outdoor work, a little desk work.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was helping me mentally, but that makes sense. I can tell a difference, so
Can you? That's
yeah, I actually
interesting.
can. I can.
Huh.
It keeps my mind going, I guess you could say. So, but
Yes. Floods your brain with all the good chemicals that we're looking for,
yes,
dopamine and serotonin. And yeah, that's good.
yes,
Cool. Well, lots of super random farmer fun tips, fun facts Farmer
Yeah,
fun facts today is what we're
I'll
talking
have to
about.
bring. I'll have to start bringing farmer facts, one fact every week.
Yes. That
To
would be fun.
we'll
That's a
s-
good
we'll
idea.
see if I can learn something new once a week. But
I would
uh,
think on a farm. Yeah, definitely possible. Awesome. Well, today, like to get to what we're talking about today
yeah,
and be
absolutely.
productive here. Okay, so today, one of the things that I have really been thinking about, and
Yeah.
it comes directly from a client this week, um, which is reacting versus responding and how that affects our business.
Mm,
So let me share a little bit. So I was working with a client who is a manager, a leader, trying to really increase leadership skills. And one of the things she was talking about that was, not a success for her, let's just say that. She reacted to one of her employees. The employee did something and she was just like, she literally described it like, I was in shock and disbelief
mm,
because it's so against our culture. Like it's so against what we do every day. And so she was just so shocked that she reacted.
mm,
And, she's like, "What are you doing?" And there happened to be a new employee that was involved in this scenario. And so she realized that looked really bad to the new employee. And her own reaction wasn't in line with the company culture. And
mm,
so we talked a lot about what it means to react, which is the impulsive nature of what we would do versus respond. And so there's this little technique I love to share about stop. It's an acronym. So S is a stop sign, visualize a stop sign. T is take a deep breath. O, observe what's going on inside of you. And then P, proceed with purpose. And
mm,
if you do those 4 steps really quickly, like when you wanna react, it creates a response. So you might be pausing 30 seconds or 60 seconds or whatever, but you're not reacting. And so
wow.
one of the things that it just really got me thinking was how much as entrepreneurs are we reacting because one, we juggle many things. We're doing QuickBooks, we're with clients, we're doing SOPs. I mean, you name it, marketing, social media, like all of the things. So, how much are we reacting versus responding? And how is that affecting our efficiency,
Mm.
going from thing to thing to thing like that? So, I know you had a business, and I just wanted to chat about that because, dare I ask the question, have you ever reacted versus responding? And you're like,
No,
no,
never,
never.
never, never have I ever.
I can't
um,
relate to this scenario.
yeah, this is. I'm above this. Yeah. Yes, I would say yes. I have reacted many a times over the course of my life. But specifically with business, yes. It's interesting. Like I think back about PW and Aaron. If you're watching this, I love you, bro. But we reacted a whole lot. We were partners in the business, and we reacted a whole lot. In just in moments like it just something was going wrong, and it was just the flip of the switch. And we always say all the time, like it's crazy. Like the Lord was just really helped us, because we're still best friends, and there was nothing that interfered with our
Mm,
friendship, even though we were business partners, and it created a lot of turmoil within the business, I would say. But yeah, we reacted all the time, and I think towards the end, we started to realize like, okay, we need to stop doing this thing this way and find a different way of how to do it, you know, so that we can get better and faster, and that type of thing. But in the beginning, it was just like we would try we would try the same thing just in maybe a little slightly different way, and it would end up the same result. So that's caused a lot of reaction based stuff, and we actually found that like we were less efficient because of how reactive we were,
hmm.
because we when you react, it's like, okay, you just got to get done, or you just got to do this, da 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 da, and we end up being more sloppy and fast. I had a very tendency of like just I'm blowing through it. And he was like, Connor, just slow down. I was like, no, I'm going.
I
And
see.
I could create more messes doing that. So then we have to clean up after, you know, and so because it wasn't efficient, it caused more time.
Yeah, and this was
So
a
yeah.
painting business, right?
Yeah, yeah, that
So like
painting
you're
business.
talking about literal, messes, whether it's like cutting
Yes.
wrong or spilling paint or whatever it
Yeah,
is. Yeah, because you're
absolutely.
emotional and reacting and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It
Wow.
crazy, and then one more other thing is on a personal note, this just came to me as I was talking, was, like, as an entrepreneur in my many years of, you know, many years, I don't even know, 6, 7 years of entrepreneurs, newership.
Entrepreneuring.
Yes, exactly. Like I personally, like with autumn, like, I just react like because of everything that's on my plate, like you were saying earlier, when you have so much going on, it's just like one thing said and it's just like stop. Like or just reacting and it's like this is not okay because then this disrupts not only my business but also my personal life too, which is interesting to
Yeah.
think about, makes me less efficient when I react. So,
Yeah. That's interesting. Then you take that to a whole culture, because typically, like, if you react, the other person reacts, react, react. So now everyone's in this emotional dysregulation frenzy, and now our
mm,
culture becomes a culture of reaction, and now everybody is spilling the paint or whatever they're doing because of that. And so it's so toxic to a culture. It's what I see often with teams. It's like super toxic. We talk, that's why we teach it communication skills, like
yeah,
maintain a good tone of voice,
yeah,
nonverbals, all of that, because, one person reacts, it's like a domino effect. And it just, if it's allowed, it will continue because by nature, we all do it. We have to really fight that and train
mm,
ourselves to respond, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a tone is probably a big thing of mine. I have a certain tone that comes out, and it's not necessarily a good tone. So,
That's yeah, well, what's interesting, I probably shared this with you before, but when we look at the communication wheel, it's 7% of communications words, like content, what
mm,
you say, but 38% is tone of voice, and then 53%, I think it is nonverbal body language. So
okay, yeah,
it's just crazy that content is 7%, but that's what we focus on. We don't focus on our tone and nonverbals usually, so
yeah,
really something to keep in mind, that's for sure.
yeah. That's crazy because, like, I've heard that we have like we interrupt like and we've probably talked about this, but we how much times we interrupt, like
Mhm.
even just like non-verbally, like me just blinking my eyes is technically an interruption, which is so interesting in a conversation. Like it's like a couple thousand times in like a 5-minute conversation, you can interrupt. And it's
Wow.
all has nothing to do with, even saying anything. It's like just a slight movement of the head, like body
Hmm.
language, like you were saying, like that's technically like an interruption because the other person can, in their brain, it like, it changes maybe how they say things or how anyways, it's just wild. I don't know.
That
It's an
is.
off
I
topic
never
thing.
thought about that with the nodding and all of that. That's really interesting. Yeah, because if you do a weird gesture, then I'm thinking, why is Connor doing that? And it,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
forget what I'm even saying. And
Or
yeah.
if like I kind of like, like, change from a smile to like this, you're like, he's not really, he's not happy with what I'm saying. Should I change how I say something? Yeah, like it's just
Yes.
weird. So
Yes, I could see that. Yes, that gets you real off track. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I love, I was just thinking about all the entrepreneurs that we meet and thinking about how much is our reaction. That's the other thing about, being a therapist is when we react emotionally, we're not regulating our emotions, we're actually making them worse. And so
Mm,
it's just keeping us in this cycle. So if we're not regulating and we're reacting versus responding, like I think we're keeping ourselves as entrepreneurs in a frenzy and we already have enough to do. So like let's
yeah.
save the brain power for the task and serving our clients and changing our communities, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, learn to not react, learn to respond. I'm learning that every day. So, yeah,
Yes.
super excited about just the continuing what we're doing with Entrepreneur Network. So we'd love for you guys to be a part. Yeah, reach out to us, ask questions. We'd love to help and answer anything that you guys need help with. We're here for you guys. So we love you, and we'll see you next time.